So it is Monday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. You know, with the situation we're in right now with this virus, it can kind of be a challenge to go out to dinner. My advice is just to stay at home and make some delicious food. You know, you don't always have to go out and spend a ton of money to have a great time. Anyways, with that being said, today we've got another delicious recipe to kick off the week and a dish that is perfect for a Valentine's Day dinner. We're talking a creamy mushroom and garlic pasta. Now this pasta dish is filled with so many beautiful flavors. It comes together in just 30 minutes and it's so easy to make. Like seriously, we're talking no tricky techniques, no special equipment, just simple hometown cooking that is packed with so much goodness. Let's begin by filling a stock pot with some cold water. You want to go to a little over the halfway point. Then we'll season generously with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. At the same time, I'm going to grab a large fry pan and heat it with a medium-high heat. While the pan is heating, I'm going to cut 12 button mushrooms that have already been washed and patted dry, each one into thick slices that are 1/4 inch thick, which is a little over 1/2 centimeter. After heating the fry pan on a medium-high heat between 3 to 4 minutes and it's nice and hot, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. And we'll instantly add in the sliced mushrooms. And we'll mix the mushrooms around, that way they're all evenly coated in that olive oil. Now to make this recipe, I'm using an olive oil from Apollo. This is their Miller's Favorite organic extra virgin olive oil. You know, when I'm making sauces for a pasta, this is my go-to olive oil because it has such an incredible depth of flavors. You'll find a link where you can get some in the description box below. Once all the mushrooms have been coated in the olive oil, I'm going to place them in a single layer, just as fast as I can, and let them cook there for about 1 minute, and then mix them around again, and once again place them in a single layer. This is going to help all the water content in those mushrooms evaporate from the pan while giving them a beautiful crusty sear. And once again, it's very important to mix the mushrooms just about every minute or so. You don't want to frequently mix them, otherwise their water content is going to stay in the pan, and you're going to end up with soggy mushrooms. After about 5 minutes, and all the mushrooms are nicely browned and they have a crusty sear to them, I'm going to lower the heat from a medium-high heat to a medium heat. Then we'll remove the mushrooms from the pan, transferring them into a bowl. And we'll set the mushrooms aside and season them with a little sea salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. Then I'm going to roughly chop 6 cloves of garlic. For this recipe, you don't want to finely mince the garlic, otherwise they can easily overcook, which gives them a bitter flavor. And we'll thinly slice 2 shallots. Now we'll move back to the fry pan, which once again is heating on a medium heat. You don't want to use anything higher here. I'm going to add in a generous tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, which is a little over 15 milliliters. And we'll add in our sliced shallots and our roughly chopped garlic. And we'll mix the ingredients around continuously, that way they evenly saute. After about 1 minute, and the garlic is nice and aromatic, and those shallots slightly translucent, I'm gonna grab 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, which is 8 grams, and add it into the pan. And we'll mix this continuously and go for about 2 minutes here. This is enough time for that flour to incorporate into the shallots and the garlic and for the flavor of that flour to cook off. That way it doesn't overpower the sauce. After about 2 minutes and that flour is well incorporated into the shallots and garlic, I'm going to measure out 1.5 cups of milk, which is 355 milliliters. For this recipe, I'm using 2% organic milk, but you can also use full fat or even non-fat, or you can veganize this recipe by using your favorite plant-based milk. Just make sure that it's unsweetened. Then we'll add in the milk into the fry pan. And once again, we're going to mix this continuously and go between 5 to 6 minutes on a medium heat or until we end up with a creamy sauce. After about 6 minutes, this creamy sauce looks like it's perfectly cooked. You know, you can always run your spoon or spatula through the sauce, and if you can see the bottom of the pan, it is ready to go. For the next step, I'm going to lower the heat from a medium heat to a low heat. Season the sauce with sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. and we'll give it a quick mix. That way those seasonings are evenly spread out throughout the sauce. Then I'm going to add the mushrooms that we cooked earlier into the sauce. And we'll give this one final mix. That way everything's evenly mixed together, and continue to simmer our sauce on a low heat while we start cooking the pasta. Once again, very important to be on a low heat here. You don't want to use anything higher, otherwise your sauce can easily curdle. Alright, let's move back to the stock pot. As you can see, the water is now at a full boil, so it's time to add in the pasta. I'm going to be using tagliatelle here, but you can also use spaghetti or even fettuccine. I'm going to add in 225 grams into the stock pot, which is 8 ounces. And we're going to cook the pasta until it's perfectly cooked al dente, which is 7 minutes in my case, so make sure to check the package instructions in the pasta that you're using. Once the pasta is perfectly cooked al dente, I'm going to start grabbing it from the stock pot and adding it directly into the sauce, making sure to shake off any of the excess water. But you know what, if a little water gets in there, no big deal, it's just going to help thin out that creamy sauce. Then we'll turn off the heat on the stock pot and the creamy sauce. And we'll mix the pasta together with the creamy sauce until everything's well mixed. And you know, if you see that your creamy sauce is a little bit too thick, just add in a little bit of the reserved water from the pasta to easily thin it out. Once the pasta is well mixed with the sauce, this dish is ready to go. I'm going to transfer some of the pasta into a serving dish. Finally, grate in a kiss of manchego cheese over the pasta. The one that I'm using has been aged for 3 months, so it's got a nice flavor, but it easily melts. However, you can use whatever cheese you like. And we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped fresh parsley. Check it out, our creamy mushroom and garlic pasta's done. This is another one of those dishes where less is more and simplicity meets extraordinary. Like seriously, look how beautiful this turned out. Let's give this a try and see how it tastes. Now this is what the Mediterranean kitchen is all about. Look how beautiful this turned out. I'm so excited for this. Here we go. Comfort food at its best. That cream sauce with the shallots, the garlics, and those mushrooms with the technique we cooked them. Explosion of flavors and textures, and the pasta beautifully cooked. You saw this, easy to make, done in 30 minutes using the most basic ingredients. Give this a try right now during Valentine's Day or any time of the year. You're gonna absolutely love it. Once again, this is what simple and delicious food is all about. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Yvette Rivera, Nancy T, David Anthony, Michael Fenter, Catherine Clark, and Jean. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon and you'd like to support the show, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. That way our Spain on a Fork community can continue to grow. Till the next time, hasta luego. Incredible pasta dish. It's a wrap, folks. Lord Almighty. So I always say I could eat pasta all the time because it's such a versatile ingredient, but this right here with those mushrooms. See you in the next video. Love ya.